My whole ethos on this channel has been to create content using the devices that I already own. For the most part, this works fantastically. Sony and Microsoft, for example, bundle both broadcasting and recording software in with their consoles. When I use my cloud gaming services, I'm on Android, and my Galaxy Tab S7 Plus has inbuilt recording software. There's also free applications that I can use, see this previous video, that allow me to stream in really good quality with really good overlays to Twitch and YouTube simultaneously, among 5 others. But there's always been one outlier. There's always been one that if you wanted to create content on, it was actually really difficult to do. And that one is this device, the Nintendo Switch. Now this is a 2nd gen Switch. It's not the OLED, it's not the 1st gen. So this is the one with the slightly improved battery life. But if I want to create content using this, well, thus far, it's looked like these videos.
Pokémon. Can you hear the Switch though? That is a big question. My name is Rowan. God, he looks better than
Apollo. But by the sheer tenderness of my heart, I'll grant you a trial to see if you're worthy. Kid, I have dialga. Let me just, over here, I have dialga. You are nothing.
Now don't get me wrong, I've liked my scuff streams, as I call them, where it's just a camera pointing at the Nintendo Switch. It does a bang up job, and when I do it with Prism Live Studio, I get all of the overlays as well. So I've got my chat on screen, I've got my alerts on screen, I've got my follower goals and all that sort of stuff on screen. It works really well, and it's a great way of getting around it for no additional outlay. But say I want to step that up to the next level, what do I then do? Well, every bit of advice on the internet says buy a capture card, which is all well and good, but capture cards require a PC, they require OBS, and that means further outlays for me, not just for that capture card, but for a PC, something that I don't own. What I do own, however, is the phone that is currently recording this video, or the tablet that has done many streams and all of the editing for my videos over the last 2 years. So what if I could use those? Could I use those? Well, you'll have seen in that little skit at the beginning, me setting up this little thing. This is a USB capture card. Has HDMI in on one side and a USB-A out on the other. £7 this little thing. So if it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. I could give it to somebody else to start utilising, or I can wait until things actually start working. The thing that led me to this was the camera industry. They use their mobile phones as monitors, and they need this little dongle, this £7 dongle, to do so with no input lag at all. So I thought, well, if they can do that, if they can use their phone for a HDMI input of a DSLR camera, can I use it for a Nintendo Switch? Well, let's switch over to the tablet and find out, shall we? Hey guys, welcome to the front-facing camera on my tablet. Short and long is, this does work and it doesn't work. I'm going to show you the first setup option and what that meant, what happened there. And I'm then going to talk through what happened thereafter. There's a point where I thought about 2 USB inputs into an Android tablet prior to recording. So I did set up my phone, my camera, to record alongside the screen capture. So what you're going to be seeing will be the full screen capture, but what you'll be hearing for a good chunk of it will be from the phone's inbuilt microphone, and that was a little bit away from me when I was doing that. So you're going to see this first reaction, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the challenges that I have faced with this one. So welcome everybody, welcome to my tablet screen. I really don't know how well any of this is going to go. I've got a mobile setup over here, so you may end up with really bad audio quality because it's quite a way away from me, and it's just using its internal mics. So if I need audio from that, we will take audio from that. But the screen capture is what I want to be able to show you how this works. So I've got my mouse pointer currently over my face. There's 3 applications here that we're going to be looking at. Now, 2 of these are readily available on the Google Play Store. One is this FP viewer, the other one is USB camera. You can just search those on the Google Play Store and download them quite happily. The third one, OTG camera, that needs a little bit of a workaround. It's an APK installation, which if you're an Android veteran is absolutely no worries for you. But for many people, that's not an easy thing to do. But if you're setting out in this sort of world and you're looking to use the devices that you already have, it's something you should probably learn how to utilize the APKs. And there are many better channels out there to show you safe and proper ways of using Android package kits to install applications on your Android device. So I currently don't have the thing plugged in. I'm going to plug that in shortly. Reason I've left it unplugged is to try and get some decent audio at the start of all this, and then if it fails, I've got the backup audio from the camera over here if needs be. If of course I pressed record, that's just always a question, isn't it? So I'm now going to plug that in, and I'm going to open the USB camera app. It's the first one I heard about. It should basically take any USB input and utilize it for a camera and just display what's there on the screen. So let's plug this in now.
We're going to get a couple of pop-ups here, and we're going to ignore them, just click off them. Now hopefully you're still getting audio from me. I really hope that you are. So we're now going to go into USB camera. Allow USB camera to access null. Okay. Do not allow to record my microphone audio, because I want the microphone audio coming through the screen capture. We'll see if this works. If this works the way that I have anticipated that it will, or you're hearing everything over here, if it works the way that I've anticipated, this should be a bit of a breakthrough for me and for a lot of other people. It's generally going to take a little bit of fiddling because you're not doing things through a standard methodology, but hey, now we've got the old school, if you were around when TVs turned stations off between shows, rather than having adverts or being 24 hours a day. This is what you used to have between, say, like 2 AM and 7 AM when there were no shows being shown. So I'm now going to press the power button on my Switch and see what happens. Whoa! Whoa! I've got a Switch screen on my Android tablet. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Whichever camera I'm pointing at? Are you guys seeing this? Oh my days. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. Maybe not that small. That small seems quite reasonable. It looks to be in the proper aspect ratio. I've got this bar across the top though. Can I get rid of that? I can. We have a full screen option. Right, so I've got my Pro controller here. So let's turn that on. Let's see about maybe playing a game. Press A to continue. Oh, wow, look at this home screen. Look at the colours on Brilliant Diamond. Oh, wow, this looks fantastic. Whoever I'm talking to, whichever camera I'm talking to, this looks fantastic. Let's jump into Arceus. I'm apparently in a menu. Yeah, I'm in the box, putting things away. Let's put the experience candies away. Why not for now? Oh, wow, look at the colours! Now, okay, bear in mind, I've only played this game so far in handheld mode, so 720p on an LCD display. This is now 1080p on a Super AMOLED display, and oh my god, it looks So much better. The color saturation, the fire. Okay, it's still low polygon count, low resolution, low everything, but this looks so cool, so much better. OLED screens, man. Way to the future, way to the future. There's no lag. I'm not getting any input lag at all that I'm noticing. I'm not noticing lag between the screen and the console and what I'm used to. Bear in mind I'm using the controller over Bluetooth as well, so there's always going to be a bit more lag than the Joy-Cons that are attached to the side. This is fairly impressive. Hello, madam. You're getting a bit of gameplay now. Oh, last one. It's miraculous what you've done. By the way, this is the very tail end of the game, so skip to the next chapter if you don't want to see this. It seems the red chain served its purpose well, and you carried your duty as you were bid. But what brings you here? Have you not need of me? Have you yet need of me? It's about Arceus. Ah yes, a tale whose origins lie a millennium or two ago. Those were the days of the ancient Sinnoh people, from whom I am descended across many generations. Those forebears of mine worshipped Arceus as the Pokémon that created the Hisui region, and I have heard of certain fragments, plates as they are called, that were given to the ancestors of Pokémon such as Kleavor and Wyrdeer. Is that all? I thought that surely you could tell us more about Arceus and the plates! I'm afraid I have nothing new to tell you. While the Diamond and Pearl clans would never have confused Dialga and Palkia with the creator, Arceus, had anything concrete been passed down. Oh, if only we had more to go on! The answers to those mysteries may even shed light on why Duragon here fell from the sky! Ah, I see what you intend. Very well, I'll help as best I can. There are still other tremendous Pokémon in Hisui, other mysteries to be solved. Whether they are connected to Arceus I cannot say for certain, but in searching them out, perhaps you'll stumble upon the path you seek. Let me think. There are Pokémon on the lakes, of course, and the Temple Giant, the Crescent Moon, the volcano, and perhaps you might even return to the very beginning. Now then, what would you hear of? So this is essentially going to be all of the legendary encounters that we're going to get. So it sounds like the Reggies are going to be there, definitely the Lake Trio, probably Dialga. The volcano would say Heatran and such as well. But I'm not going to advance there because, holy heck, how cool is that? I've got the Switch on my Android device. Big question is, what other devices can it do through HDMI? So point one that I need to make is that it works. You can get your Switch displaying on an Android tablet. It also puts audio through. The problem I face is I couldn't hear that audio at the time because it was all coming through the USB-C port and it was trying to output through the USB-C port. So I wasn't hearing that audio. But it's cool that I can actually capture that. If I couple it with my phone, if I put that on the tripod and stick it in a position, I can record Switch content. So if I wanted to do playthroughs, if I wanted to do reviews and such, this has opened up some more avenues for me. It's an avenue that I personally didn't have previously. And it's an avenue that many people wouldn't have had previously. Lots of households have smartphones and tablets already available to them. If it's an Android tablet, they've just opened up a whole new world of content creation for people looking to get into this hobby, this industry, this business, whatever they're looking at this as. They've now got a new avenue open to them to get into it. But it's only on a capture perspective, because when it comes to trying to live stream it, that's where the audio issues can cause some problems, such as this attempt. So hey guys, so you should be hearing me right now, and I'm sort of wanting to show you what the whole upshot of this is. So this is just my tablet placed on a table in front of me. You know what these live streams look like, you've seen it in previous how-to videos. I've got my Switch dock right next to the tab here, I've got my HDMI cable right here, and I've got my capture card right here. So if I start plugging everything in, the problem I face is going to be the audio in. I don't want this audio in to overtake the microphone. Now, when I've plugged this in previously, I've had my stream mic plugged in to the extender, which is here. Currently, I don't have that plugged in, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is plug the capture card in. Switch is currently turned off. I'm then going to plug this into the tablet, and we may lose audio. If we do, that's absolutely fine. That's part of what we're testing here. So I don't know if you saw that pop up at the bottom of the screen. It said an external mic is connected. The problem you face is there's no mic to go into a Nintendo Switch. If I could get a mic into the Switch itself, I could just run it all through the Switch and it wouldn't really be a problem then. But that pop-up of saying an external mic is inserted means I can't stream the Switch content.
Now, those among you who are observant, smart, and pay attention will know that there's a USB-A port on the back of the Switch dock. That can be used for audio in by plugging a microphone into it. The problem you face is you have to be in an application that allows voice chat for that to happen. Things like, say, Fortnite, Apex Legends, those sort of games that have inbuilt voice chat. If you do that, then the microphone will be picked up and you can stream Switch content. But it's only in those games, only in those applications. It's not in every single scenario. So the one that we've been using for today's video in Pokémon Legends Arceus, and I do still say it Arceus because 25 years later you can't turn around and suddenly tell me how to say it. It doesn't work. In fact, when I plugged the microphone in and tested it once again, all audio disappeared. I didn't even get the game audio at that point. So it sort of ends up breaking this down into 3 questions, 2 of which have got really positive answers, 1 of which has a really negative answer. But I do still think it's a step forward for people looking to get into making content. Can you use an Android tablet to play your Switch upon for a bigger screen? Yes, 100%. And the visuals that you actually get on the tablet are much better than what were recorded for this video. There's compression that happens in recordings. It can only take so many frames per second and what have you. What I actually experienced in my game time on my tablet screen was a lot better than the visuals that you guys have seen today. Can you record that gameplay? Can you utilize that, capture it for content that you will use in the future for reviews or playthroughs or what have you? Yes, you can. You can capture it with the inbuilt software, you can capture it with third-party software. And by the looks of things, you will get all of the game audio captured by doing that. If you then want to add a face cam on, you might need to use your mobile phone. Well, you will need to use your mobile phone if you want voice audio on there as well. So there'll be a little bit of syncing up and a little bit more editorial work after the fact to make the gameplay look the way that you maybe want it to, but you can definitely capture Switch content on an Android device. 3, can you stream Switch content from an Android device? Not right now. Not as things stand at this moment in time. With the applications that we've got, with the input methodology that we've got, you currently can't stream and have voice of Switch at the same time. You could by all means stream a no commentary version of it. People do tune into no commentary streams, but how are you going to pull people into that? That's what you've got to think on those scenarios. 4th question, will this work on iOS? I honestly have no idea, but I seriously doubt that it will. Apple have a much more closed ecosystem than what Google do with Android. The iOS ecosystem Apple has to give everything the go-ahead. It's why Stadia, xCloud, and GeForce Now took ages to go over to the iOS side of things, because Apple's rules wouldn't allow them to sell individual games to customers through their cloud service, or have them play multiple games through their cloud service. They'd have to list each one individually. And it wasn't until another big company like Microsoft could put pressure on Apple that changed. So just from their history, I doubt you're able to do this on iOS. But if you've got a capture card lying around or something like that, or you've got a friend with one, there's no harm in trying it and looking through the App Store and seeing if there is something that allows you to use an external webcam, because it will pick up whatever goes through a USB capture card as a webcam. So that's it, guys. I would like to thank you all very much for tuning in. It's not quite what I was wanting from this experiment, but for £7, I can still up my game a bit. I can start doing Switch content reviews, which is something I've not been able to do previously, and that's a big moment for me, a real big moment for me. It makes my Switch games look better than they do either on my huge 55-inch OLED or on the Switch's internal screen. It's probably the best they look, so I will probably play a lot more of my Switch games on the tablet. But all in all, it was a nice experiment. It was nice to try this, and it's good to see that like Android and mobile technology is coming on leaps and bounds and starting to really challenge PCs in what they're capable of. Don't get me wrong, there's bits and bobs that they can't do. There's quite a bit of speed that they don't have in comparison, especially for doing this content creation. But again, the reason I do this channel the way that I do it is to prove that it can be done with the devices that you already have. And by adding a little £7 device, that's less than £10, less than $10, whether you're in Australia, New Zealand, or America or Canada. You can get started in content creation for the Nintendo Switch as well now, with the devices that you already have at home within your household. And that's huge. That's a big thing. So thank you once again, guys, for tuning in. Do not forget all of those links in the description box below. There's links for subscribing, there's links to the Discord channel, there's links to all sorts of other stuff in there as well, so have a read through that. If you do subscribe, if you join the Discord channel, and if you are feeling kind and generous and tip the channel and support me financially with what I do here, your name will appear in the description box until someone supersedes you. So if you want to be featured for a little while in one of these videos, feel free to do one of those 3 things below, 2 of which are completely free. Otherwise, like the video, helps the YouTube algorithm out massively. Hit subscribe and the bell next to it for notifications of when new content goes live, whether that is more how-tos, whether that is more reviews, whether that is solid gameplay, or live streams and shorts. It's all upcoming on this channel. In the meantime, my name is Doragon. This has been my experiment to see if you can play Nintendo Switch on an Android device, which you can. And until next time, have yourselves an absolutely fantastic day, and take care.